Following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy CR Bands, man, and we back with another video. And today, man, we got something different, man. Just make sure y'all niggas be quiet. Shh. I'm doing some shit I ain't got no business doing, man. Shh. Let me show y'all something real quick. Shh.
Oh!
Oh yeah, the infamous 250. This girl about to get put back together today. That's what we about to get into, y'all. So, y'all trying to see how I put together a 250 real quick. Stay tuned. Damn, if not, y'all know how I exit the video. Let's get into it. We gone. Feds had my shit outside for so long, my shit started to rust. Getting crazy out here. It's alright though. I got a new chain for this shit, but right now I'm just gonna put it back together. I'm gonna clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Put new graphics on it and all that shit later. New grips, all that shit. Right now I'm just putting it back together just to get the extra parts out the crib. Feel me? And I got these engine mount bolts. We're about to take these out real quick.
You've never seen me run.
So this the engine right here that I took out the bike. That's the original stock engine. Nothing wrong with kickstart joint. You get what I'm saying? The reason I took this bike apart at first is because y'all see this big ass crack right here? It's a weld. So at first, this whole piece, it was cracked open. I don't know how that shit happened, so I had to take it to my man who do the welding and shit all the way out Glenburn, and he had to weld it together. Put the gasket right there to make sure that shit get a nice good seal. So we're gonna have to slide this axle board over. We're gonna have to let the back wheel drop down to the floor real quick. And we're gonna have to put this engine in, cause you see that back axle mount, or that back axle bolt gonna have to go through the back of the engine right here. So this axle bolt right here, this shit gonna take a 7/8 socket. I'm using a 7/8, so it was just a random ass socket that I had to fit it. I'll crank that shit to the left. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Now I can just pull this bolt right here, right out to the left. But you got this back brake right here that you're gonna have to drop. So you're gonna have to take out this spring right here. And you're gonna have to let the back brake drop to get it out the way. So you pull the bolt out. So yeah, instead of me taking off this damn spring, fuck it, I'm about to just go the easier route. I'm gonna use this M50. Well, no, I think that's a T50. I'm about to use this T50 to take this joint out. Shit. Alright, I just pulled this joint out, the axle bolt. And then these was the spacers that was on there. So this one right here gonna be on the left side of the bike, on your side. This one right here is gonna be on the right side of the bike, on your side. You need to make sure they both on the same sides of the engine that you took it off on. So this one on the bottom is gonna be on the right side of the engine. This one on the top is gonna be at the left side of the engine. Let's see if we can slither this bitch in there.
You've never seen me run.
Fighting with this shit endless. God, blood, sweat, and tears. Almost broke my fingers open putting this fucking bolt on. This single bolt and getting this whole fucking engine back into the bike was the dumbest shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You gotta put the bottom in first and dip it and turn it up. And then let the front fall in and then line it up once everything is in the middle. So next thing I'm about to do, I'm about to put this axle bolt in, get the hard part out the way, and make sure the spacer is in between right here. Like this spacer need to be right there, this back spacer need to be right here. and it's gonna connect. Let's get this shit done. Actually, they go inside of here, so I mean, you just push them inside of the axle arm, and push this other one inside the axle arm right there, and then yeah, it's gonna hold the engine snug. See what I'm saying? This joint right here, I think it's gonna go this way. Slide it right up in there. Damn. And I put the other one in right there. We're just gonna slide it up and it's gonna align right here. We'll just put the bolt through. Alright, so I'm trying to wiggle and jiggle this shit back in. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the hammer. I'm gonna tap this bitch in. So I'm gonna have to probably take this shit off unless I could be able to pluck this fucking chain piece out real quick. Cause y'all see how it's caught out right there. I need to make sure this chain out. Damn. Oh shit. Hopefully I could just snatch it out. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm about to put the bottom engine mount bolt in. I think I showed y'all that joint already. The one that's right there up under the bottom is the same thing as the one at the top right here. It's just another engine mount bolt right there at the bottom. Go straight through the frame, straight through the bottom of the engine, and you just tighten it up.
You've never seen me run.
I took off this dirt cover too. I'm gonna put this one back on there. This is gonna be a 10 mil. Alright, so we got all the engine mount bolts on. We got the axle bolt on. I just put this fucking brake bolt back on that joint. And now we're gonna go with this suspension bolt. And this top suspension bolt right here, this one's gonna be a 17 mil. And then you don't really need to do shit on the other side because it's held in like that. So let me get this shit tightened up. Alright, so I got this back end of the bike on where the seat and shit sit at, where the carbon filter sit at and all that shit. So you got a bolt right here that's gonna go through and it's already connected on my shit, but I'm gonna take it off, I'm gonna put it through there. And then to connect two places down here, it's gonna be right here. I got a bolt on there already and it's gonna be the same place on the other side. So this top bolt on the rear end, this one right here gonna be a 12 mil. This bottom one, the same thing too, 12 mil. Connect these down. Radiator hoses back. I put the kickstart on there too, and I put the bolt in there. I ain't screwed on, I ain't tightened it yet. Let's get it in position and see where it's at. Just like this, I'm just putting it in. See where it's at in the position. I'm gonna do the other side too. Hold on. Make sure the position good. I'm about to put this dirty ass exhaust on this joint too. Put this little shit in right here. So it's gonna connect right there with them two studs at right here. It's gonna loop around somewhat like that. Just come around the back. Alright, so I'm about to connect this clutch cable right here. I already managed to put the clutch cable inside of that little piece right there for the clutch for the engine. So what I gotta do now is take these two bolts out on the top. I got them in hand tight because I already took this shit apart. And we're gonna flip this over like this. You can see how it has an arch in it. We're gonna make sure both of those holes line up with both of those bolts. So we're gonna tighten it up. And then make sure your clutch cable still stay connected to the engine. Because if you connect this shit and bolt it up, it's gonna be a hassle to get that piece on with both of these bolted up. Oh yeah, make sure y'all niggas don't drop this bolt inside y'all engine. Cause y'all be a sick puppy. Y'all get that fucking bolt caught up in there. This little bolt right here. And you take it off. But yeah, I'm about to tighten this shit up. Alright y'all, so I'm about to throw this carburetor in. So this flange is gonna have two notches on it. Got that notch right there. And then they got another notch on the other side. right there, if you can see it. So on the flange right here, you got a fat notch, and that's gonna match with the fat notch on the flange. Then on the bike, you got a skinny notch, and that's gonna match with the skinny notch on the flange. Just to make sure it's in the right direction, so it's going to go to the fucking air intake the right way. So let me throw this joint in there, then let me show y'all the way I was talking about with the feds. If you're having a hard time getting this shit back on, just boil it in some water, man. Let this shit get soft so it can be able. Let it get soft and let it be easy so the material can fucking fit on it. You boil this shit in water so the shit can fit. That simple. So I had to take off the whole back end and those 2 plastic kits so I could fit on the air box into the carburetor because they didn't have no space for me to take all that shit off. I thought I was gonna have to take off the suspension to fit the carburetor in, but I was able to turn it and fit it through right here and squeeze it in. And make sure y'all pay attention to those notch points again, where I told you where they notch up at, like right here and shit. But yeah, let me try to get this fucking air box on, and then I'm gonna resume back to where I was at. All right, so I finally got the air box in. I had to take the fucking suspension out, which is over there. The shit is inevitable. You have to take it out just to make sure this shit fit on the carburetor snug. I mean, if you could find another way, then that shit'll probably be sweet. But then again, right after you put in this carburetor in the air box, you're gonna have this fucking hose right here. It's this one, and it connects to this one right here. Got this little tube on it right there too. It's like a little orange tube, 3-way tube, look like a Y shape. The one without the flange on it, one has a flange on it that connects 2 tubes. That goes to the air box. The one that's plain with just a plain tube, it goes here to the top of the engine for like an overflow hose. And the other one, the orange tube, is just sealed off and it goes down to the bottom for overdrain, shit like that. So what I'm about to do next, I'm about to put the suspension back in. I'm gonna put the rear end back on, and then I'm gonna probably get to putting this fucking wiring together. Cause I ended up cutting this shit right here like a dumbass when I first took the bike apart, cause I couldn't get these fucking connectors. I couldn't get these connectors disconnected. So I took the easy route and I just snipped them. So I mean, I could put it back on. It connect down here to the engine, and I think that's for the timing or whatever that shit is, the crank. You get what I'm saying? All right, so I got everything back together. So the next thing we're gonna do is gonna put this top engine mount on. So you see on this mount, you got R for right, and then you got L for left, right? Then come over here, you see this little piece right here on the top with the 2 holes? That's where these two bolts are gonna go in at. So it's gonna fit in like this, but it's gonna be right here. So it's gonna fit in right there like that. Put it in, make sure the left is on the left, the right is on the right. And then the bolt that's right here at the bottom, there's one single bolt. It's gonna go in that hole right there, if you can see it. It's like a little hole up under this little silver piece. That's the top engine mount hole right there. All right, so now with these wires, so y'all see how this one gonna be blue and yellow right there, and then this one green and white. That one right there gonna go with this one that's blue and yellow and green and white. Literally gonna splice that on together right there. Boom. Then you got blue and white and blue and white. These blue and white, I'm gonna go with blue and white. I'm gonna splice them back on, put them together. This single one right here, this middle single one, gonna go connected simply to this middle single connector right there. And all of these coming from the crankshaft. Okay, I just put the gas tank on this joint now. So pretty much you just throw that joint on here. There's gonna be one 8mm bolt right here. And then you got this little plastic piece right here. You just put it in on the hook right there, and the triangle gonna go up here on this little screw. Just put it on and stretch it over, snap it on. And then your plastic's supposed to align right here. Yeah, my fault. I know this fucking bike dirty, but this ain't a restoration video. This is the put it back together video. You feel me? So what I'm about to do now, I'm about to slap on that seat. Make sure your holes line up in the back. Plastic's supposed to cuff up under the seat right there. plastics right here. It's supposed to cuff up under the seat. And then you got a hole that the seat's gonna bolt into. And then you're gonna bolt it through right there too. And we down, we're done. This motherfucker just put all the bolts back in and then put on the throttle and we done. Yeah, most definitely. Washed this joint up a little bit and I brought this motherfucker back.